Okay, right. To commemorate 500 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a on Trans Pennine with the freight pack with the Class 40, where we're going Victoria to Leeds City. 5 days to go. Woo! Can't wait for it. There it is again. Wonder what part of Tees Valley Line that artwork is. I wonder. I presume the steelworks area. It's not exactly very busy in service mode. I think there's a 37 that runs around there, and that's about it, I suppose. I think off the top of my head. Anyway, right, a bit slow. Let's just get things prepped and ready to go. Don't need the safety systems on. Why don't we just wait? And that's all we're gonna do. Wait. Right, I'm gonna have a look at the chat. 'Cause that seems to be bubbling off nicely. Hang on, I can't see it for starters. Amtrak engineer, good morning. Oh, of course, it would be in North America, wouldn't it? In the UK, it's the afternoon. Lorenzo, hey, how are you? Hope your day is going well, thank you. Hope your day is just as good as mine. Amtrak is right next to the Lancaster Steelworks, that's correct, yes. Lorenzo, I hope you get 1 billion subs. I don't think I will get 1 billion subs, no. Hey Trail, good morning from New York City. Hope everyone is all well and good. If I could get this done before 6 o'clock, that would be good. 6 o'clock is when I usually start to prep my dinner. Alright, let's go. And don't ask what I'm having for dinner, because I've no idea. I haven't even looked what's in the fridge. Alright, let's go. It's a long train, 14 coaches I believe. It's a long train, long train. Very long indeed. Alright, let's take a look at the chat. The lights on the Class 40 is called domino lights. Really? Domino lights? You should give them to a Domino's Pizza. They could use it on their cars. Delivery drivers will take full advantage of them, that's for sure. Lorenzo, do you like Family Guy? Yeah, not really. Not a fan of it. Just increase the power a little bit. Full power, full power. 40 mph speed limit for just about a mile. I lower my seat? I did not, did I? Oh, halfway. There we go. "35 miles until Leeds City." Ooh. Very grueling test indeed. Very grueling. I wonder why the lights on the DVR 422 is so useless at night. Really? Why would it be useless at night? Well, they're not bright enough? I presume that. Speed limit coming up is 20. Amtrak, so I wonder why Dovetail couldn't add domino lights to the class. What, class 20 do you mean? When the rail freight paint scheme did have an option to have them. Yeah, it's a bit strange. I don't know why they didn't add the option to toggle of which type of headlights you can have on the class 20, but maybe it was pre-Vieira or something, the time period when it comes to Tees Valley. Maybe, I don't know, that type of headlight wasn't a common sight, maybe? I don't know, I'm just guessing, it's on my head. Extra, they are bright at night, especially when it's raining. Oh, really? I think I'll have to, I haven't done a German route in a long time. I'll have to put that in my plans, maybe stream-wise. I might have to do a stream on the 422. I do like the 422, it's quite a cool little loco, I must admit. I do like it, it's one of my favourite German locomotives. In fact, you can use it on Hauptstrecke Rheinruhr as well as Rheinruhr Austin. Is a nice touch. Today in the UK, the weather is miles better. No rain at all. Not one drop today. And next week in the UK, it's looking pretty promising weather-wise. So that's good for me working. I've got today off and tomorrow off, and then back to work again. Jason Burton, oi oi, how are you? I'm okay, thank you. Adria, will the new German high-speed route have an S-Bahn line? It will, yes. That is correct. The, what's it called, the Talent 2, the 442, will make a surprise comeback. That will be included with the high-speed German train, that is correct. Bit of a strange decision, but there we are. Oh, I can't see where I'm going. I'm gonna sit. Where am I gonna sit? I'll sit on the fence. Yes, I'll sit on the fence. Watch the train go by. Probably just hear the horn there. Joshua Cunningham, hey, how are you? Good to see you. Amtrak. I'm just let the train go by. It's quite loud in my headphones. Just turn it down a bit, that's better. Otherwise I won't be able to hear myself. Just watch the train go by. Oh, a red signal, are you kidding? Oh, I don't have to worry about it just yet. Amtrak, I wonder if you will have the option to have 1 or 2 locos for the Class 20 in service mode. I think you have a choice of both. Some services you will be able to do, you'll be able to have 2 Class 20s nose to nose. Other services you'll be able to have just 1. Of course, I think West Somerset's a bit of an interesting one. I'm keen to see whether they will do passenger services with 1 Class 20 or 2 together. They haven't clarified that, because in rail tours you do get some I've seen that use just 1 Class 20, and others have used 2 of them, and I've gone way too fast. Oh no, it's okay. Woo. Breathe, 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 it's okay. But yeah, I can't wait for the Class 20. It's going to add another layer to the timetable. I'm sure the free scenarios will be interesting. And yeah, what a way to end the life cycle of a train sim world. It's a bit sad that we ain't getting any more content for Train Sim World after the Class 20. The only other thing that could pop up in July maybe is the 204 update, add extra services in the scenario, but we haven't announced the release date yet, which is a bit meh. Alright, let's go up to some speed. 50 mph limit in 1.1 miles time. We can go to a speed limit of 60. 60's good. Joshua Cunningham, I'm great, excellent. A-Train, wonder why we can't share liveries with TS2 comes out. If Gran Turismo can have that feature at launch, why can't TSW2? I have no idea, I don't know. I'll be fascinated to understand the reason. I doubt it's for technical reasons, otherwise they wouldn't introduce the livery editor at all, but yeah, the livery editor is a bit surrounded in a cloud of fog at the moment. At first I suppose a lot of people will make good use of it, but I think over time it will slowly die down and probably become well, gathering dust and be abandoned, because if you can't share liveries, what's the point of even making them, you know what I mean? People ain't going to see them, then it's pointless really having it, really, isn't it? But there we go. Amtrak, for Class 20s are known to be very weak with 1 loco, that's why they choose for Class 14, but they also had problems. Yeah, of course, Class 20s well, not exactly the most powerful locos. Of course they have a bit of a visibility problem out the front, hence why they do nose to nose. I'm certainly looking forward to trying the Class 20, not just on Tees Valley of course, but West Somerset. OG905, apparently Dovetail Games are £8 million in debt. Well, I'd love to know where you found that from. Where did you get that from? I doubt very much Dovetail Games are £8 million in debt. Surely with all the money they've been making from all the DLCs, if they're £8 million in debt, then something seriously has gone wrong, whether it's down to the pandemic or I don't know. But today I actually watched back this morning. I actually rewatched back the Q&A stream, and there are a few little things, and I'm a bit. I'm a bit worried about, really. I think the Preserve Collection, I'm pleased that they're allowing us to bring over the routes and DLCs we've got to Train Sim World 2, but they actually didn't specify if all the routes and all the local add-ons will be transferable to Train Sim World 2. That's got me a bit worried, because it sounds like that they're only going to have a select. It's like they're just cherry picking all the good ones and they're leaving the rest behind. And I'm like asking, like, well, does that mean like Northeast Corridor or Great Western Express? Is that not going to be transferable? Like, you know, I mean, they're talking about having a greater clarity in terms of communication. Well, they kind of got off to a good start, but then again, they kind of haven't. Like, their answers don't really fully answer the questions, if you know what I mean. It's like they're trying to sidestep the issue. I mean, and also the features. I mean, I think the only new things I'm keen to see is this new HUD layout, the improved graphical performance, not only when Train Sim World 2 comes out, but also when the next gen consoles come out. Now I'll give it an even bigger boost, but of course the Bakerloo line looking forward to testing out, as well as the new German route and a high-speed train, and of course CSX Heavy Haul is the one deep down I have to say I am looking forward to trying. That's the one I'm looking forward to the most. But the German one I have an issue with because it's simply not long enough. If it had the length of CSX Heavy Haul, I wouldn't be bothered. Like 70-80 miles, I'll take that. It's not the full length of the, what is it, 110 mile route. This part of Germany we're going to be playing on, but only 40 miles. I mean, apparently in the German trains they cover that stretch of line full, at top speeds in around about what, 15 minutes. That's, I mean, could you imagine, like, the services, you're going to get them done in what, less than a day? If these high-speed services take what, 15 minutes to get from one side to the other, then that I'm not particularly keen. I don't like the sound of that. Of course we've got the S-Bahn stuff, the 442, the Talent 2, sorry, and of course that will make the experience feel a bit different. We'll be able to chug along at a slower pace, but I thought the point of when we get a high-speed German stuff and high-speed routes in general, we'll be able to, the length of the route will be, well, a lot longer, because let's put it this way, that the new German route is actually shorter than rapid transit, and for me, I don't think that is acceptable, to be honest. That one of the 3 original routes is longer than a brand new German route, and when did Train Sim World 18 come out? It came out, what, 2018? 2017? And we're now, what, 3 or 4 years down the line, and there's not been much improvement, to be honest. I think the closest thing that's come to, say, CSX Heavy Haul, personally in my opinion, has been Peninsula Corridor, and I think Trans Pennine also runs that pretty close. But then again, I would say that because it's my favourite route. But I don't know. I'm on the fence with TSW2, because then you hear all these things saying, when the London Underground releases, it won't have, the announcements on the tube or in stations, and you just wonder, like, surely these are things you would surely you'd think they would add these things when upgrading to a new game. I mean, isn't that the whole point? And I don't know, I know that this probably might surprise you, but actually I don't know if I'm actually going to get it, to be honest. I'm not convinced. by the overall package, I'm not convinced, and at the moment I'm not going to buy it. Simple as that. I mean, $24.99 is a good deal, don't get me wrong, but it's just not enough to convince me to buy it at this moment in time. And that may surprise you, but that is my honest feeling at the moment. I'm not going to buy it until I hear more information, or other things are going to come to the table, so to speak. So yeah, at the moment I'm not 100% convinced I'm going to buy it at the moment. There's just not enough there for me to go, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to get it. Okay, the new routes are of course going to convince a lot of people to buy it, but again, the overall package for me is not what I expected. Right, let's just have a look at the chat, because that's absolutely taken off like a rocket ship. God. I was looking into the Bakerloo line, and I hope when we go to underground stations we can explore the whole station exterior, imagine level interior, because they look so nice. I doubt they will do that. I don't think we'll be able to explore the exterior of some of the stations. I'm sure we'll be able to go and have a look around the station itself, but I don't think, if you're on about underground stations, then I doubt we'll be able to go to street level and have a look at the exterior. No way. But hey, they might do. You never know. OG905, I doubt it as well. I heard it from other people. Joshua, can't wait for Sandpatch though. Yeah, Sandpatch grade will be good. That's probably the only positive thing I'm looking forward to, is that we're getting a full Sandpatch grade route with extra services. You know, 2 new locos to try out as well, the SD40-2 and the AC4400 CW, and of course there's a GP40 add-on as well. I might think of buying before TSW2 comes out, just in case Dovetail say no, you can't have it. I don't know why, but you never know, do you? I couldn't find any info on it. No, I mean, unless it's something to do with company house maybe in the UK government, that might publish their financial figures, something like that maybe. Is it called Financial House? Whatever it's called. Operations House? I don't know, it's a UK government, it's a government website that. If with TS2 backfires, I won't ever be buying stuff again from Dovetail Games. Amtrak Engineer Fire wanted Dovetail Games to link the Great Western Railway with the London Underground. HR, don't get why TSW2's Bakerloo line doesn't have announcements and it's supposed to be a new game. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they should have. Thinking about, I wish they never announced it, to be honest with you. I really wish they never announced TSW2, because it just sounds more bad than good, you know. And it's sad really, because it's overshadowing the launch of, it will overshadow the launch of the Class 20, because that will be a good new toy to play with. It's not a new route, of course, but it's a new local add-on, and I think it will be fantastic. And actually, thinking of loco add-ons, I mean, they actually said in the stream that some of the new routes, or the Preserve Collection, which is the routes we've got at the moment, they won't be like worked on or have any new additional stuff added to it. And that annoyed me, because that means even the newer routes like Oakville Subdivision, Rheinrohr Austin, Hauptstrecke Rheinrohr, they ain't going to get any local add-ons for a long time. And of course the one that stands out of all is Great Western Express, so essentially don't expect to see an add-on for that at all, because they've thrown in the towel with that clearly. And even East Coastway, I mean, it sounds like they ain't going to be bothering about an add-on for that either. which is very surprising. But I think with TSW2, when it comes out, they have to publish immediately details of upcoming DLCs, because that's pretty much going to be the one that breaks the bank, isn't it? That's the decider. The DLCs after will decide the fate of TSW2, because if what they say is true, that TSW2 takes it to the next level, or the stuff they're going to make is going to be bigger and better than what we've got now, then they better be bloody good DLCs, that's for sure. Because if they're not, people ain't going to be happy. I can see it. They've got to get the DLCs right for TSW2, and that's the fact. If they don't get it wrong, then they could probably see themselves actually in £8 million of debt. And I could see TSW2 being the nail in the coffin. Yeah. Because when I first saw TSW2, when it was coming out August 6th, I was actually quite nice, because that's a sweetener for me, because I was meant to be going on holiday on the start of end of July, beginning of August, but that's been cancelled. So I thought, oh well, Train Sim 2 comes out, so my holiday, that period of time I have off, won't be all doom and gloom, because I'll have a new game to play with. But I don't know. And the fact they've got Sam, Colonel Failure, as their interim manager, I think is a bit of a joke, really. I mean, of all the people you'd think, he, as an interim community manager, you wouldn't expect him to be Colonel Failure of all the people. I'm not saying I'm not saying I hate him or anything. I'm sure he's a lovely person, and the content he does create now and again is quite funny and very interesting. It's just his style just doesn't really appeal to me, really. So whoever is the new community manager, and they've got a lot of things to do, that's for sure. Anyway, let's have a look at the chat, because that's just, I apologise if I can't keep up. I'm trying my utmost best. Where was I? Hanani, hey, TSW2, it's 4K for PC and for PS4. Yes, the 4K resolution will be available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC, yeah. Of course. I think you need a 4K TV or something to really utilise the graphics, but even with a standard television, I'm pretty sure you'll see a big graphical improvement. But the sky and the new weather system, and that is very pleasing for me. That is one positive thing. The fact they're getting a new sky and it's dynamic and so on and so forth. But it's a shame they didn't add any new weather effects like thunder and lightning. I think that would have been cool to see. Amtrak, for some reason, if Delta Games goes bankrupt, then I feel Rivet Games might buy them. Yeah, they might do a better job, Rivet Games. At least Rivet Games are honest with their mistakes. They were very honest in their forum posts about the 204 services. They were very honest. That's something I do like. With Dovetail, they try to hide their honesty, and then they realise, oh wait, that actually doesn't work. Let's just come clean. But there we go. Airtrail, there are people who work at Dovetail who are passionate about the game, but they keep making the same mistakes, and they don't seem to learn. Yes, I'm sure there are some people that probably feel a little bit guilty actually that they're working on TSW2, because they know it's got so much potential, but they can't utilise it, the potential. Whether it's because it's the man upstairs that's saying, no, don't do this, don't do that, we have to leave it for future games so we can make more money or something, I don't know. But Matt Pedleston, when I watched the interview, he looked terrified, poor soul. He looked like any question that would be thrown at him, I don't know. He looked very uncomfortable, and I bet he knew that most of the questions he was going to end up saying no, we can't do this because of this, instead of yeah, absolutely, we can do this. Yeah, Matt did not look like a happy bunny, and I don't think he wanted to do the Q&A stream, to be honest. And I don't blame him. I would be very uncomfortable sitting there for nearly 2 hours asking 60 difficult questions and having to say pretty much no for every single one of them. And of course that will turn a lot of people away. A lot of people away. And particularly the German route. I mean, again, you would have expected that route to be long. At least the length of CSX Heavy Haul or Peninsula Corridor or something like that. Or Rapid Transit, but nope, it's not to be. Amtrak for HUD used to be blue, now it's green. What will it be now? Maybe both. Half green, half blue. Joshua, lucky for me, I have a 4K telly. Well, make sure you don't break it then. You play games on it, or don't rage at it on online games or something. I don't want you breaking your television. Oh, Joshua saw Matt's face. You saw Matt's face? What do you mean you saw Matt's face? I've seen Matt's face on my iPad like 50 million times. Anyway, we're in the very long Standage Tunnel, I think. I've actually lost count, I don't know. We're even in Standage Tunnel. Oh, we're in Standage Tunnel? I think we are in Standage Tunnel, and the game's froze, don't worry, it will do it. I know it will. I have faith in thee. Come on, game, you can do it. Don't break again. Thank you. Yes, we are in Standage Tunnel. Right. In the Q&A, yeah. Intro, whoever is the CEO of Doctor Games, he or she should be the one answering the questions about the problems. Yeah, I think it's a he. It's a, I forget, it kind of looks like Matt Pedersen, actually. Yeah, he does wear glasses, and I forget, I don't know who his name is, but yeah, he reminds me of Sepp Blatter, the president of FIFA, when he was hiding away when all the FIFA scandal happened. He was hiding away in his chair in his office, probably. That's probably what the CEO of Dovetail Games is on about right now. Oh yes, and just to say, next week, of course, will be the Class 20 release, and I'll be covering all sorts of the Class 20 for the next few weeks. I'll be from the tutorial, the scenarios, of course. The next stream I'll be doing next weekend will be on the Class 20, so make sure to join me either on Friday night, Saturday night, or Sunday evening or morning in the USA, or afternoon, for a bit of fun with the chopper. I just wish they never announced TSW2, because it sounds okay, but it just doesn't sound good enough. I bet you if they didn't, I bet you they could make the London Underground, Bakerloo line and that new German route on TSW 2020. I bet you they could have. I bet you. Right, we've got a 40 mph speed limit coming up. Excellent. Joshua didn't want to be there. Yeah, absolutely. Petro, I did hear apparently the CEO of Dovetail Games work for EA Sports. Yeah, I heard about that too. That's pretty ironic. Maybe you should, no, maybe you shouldn't go back to EA Sports. Maybe you should just be banned from video game companies, period. Go and work for, I don't know, go and work for Huawei or something in China. They'll love him. Actually, speaking of China, they I think in Beijing, in a fish market or something, they just picked up a new batch of coronavirus cases, which is not what I want to hear. Which means, if that, you know what that means, don't you? That means a second lockdown is going to happen soon. When it starts to spread again, we'll all go in lockdown. It was a part of the city of Beijing, so that's hunky-dory, isn't it? Just come off the brakes. We'll see some balloons in the air shortly. Keep an eye on the sky, we might see a balloon or two. That rhymes, balloon or two. There should be even magical balloons around here somewhere. There usually are. Round the corner, I think. There's one. And there's the other right in the distance there. My camera's moving down. See that? My camera just moved down by itself. Yeah, there's one balloon. There's 4 hot air balloons in total. That is quite cool, I'll admit that. I think I will have to save it for a new TV, actually, thinking about it. I mean, my TV is, what was it, 50-inch Panasonic. It's 2008. Back then it was worth £1,000. It's probably worth £1 at the moment. This used to be my dad's TV. Then he gave it to me. And I've had it for what, 2 years? It's not too bad. It's not 4K, because obviously they didn't have 4K. TVs didn't exist back in 2008. What is going on with the brakes? I'm not even doing anything. I didn't even touch the release brake. What's going on here? What is this? Hogwarts on the Class 40 or something? What's going on here? Is Mr. Harry Potter on board, is he? Probably is. He's doing all sorts of witchcraft to my Class 40. It's not very nice. Amtrak, if they revealed TSW2 1 week after the 20, they might have been in the better mood. I just wish they didn't really announce it at all, really. Why don't they just announce it in, I don't know, July? That'll be easier. Because we could all be happy, you know, without the announcement, to be honest. You know, everything was all happy and rosy with the Class 20 coming out, and the fact that we're not going to get a new UK route with TSW 2020 is a bit of a joke, but there we are. And earlier on, if obviously you might have heard me say I might not think of buying it. Obviously I will buy it because I have to for my channel. So I will buy, I will get TSW2. I will get it, don't worry, and I will be covering it, of course. Not just streams, but the tutorials and scenarios and all that kind of stuff. So I will buy it so I can cover the stuff, and then I can tell you whether it's worth you paying your hard-earned money for it. I would definitely not buy it if the price was any more expensive. I mean, when they said, oh, how much is it going to be, I thought, if it's £40, that's a no from me. It's not worth £40, it's not worth jack shit, to be honest with you, at the moment. Yeah. And the fact that you've got to re-download all the DLCs again, it's going to take up a bit of memory, isn't it? Cool, blimey. And what's funny is that when TSW 20 releases, the reason why you can't pre-order it is because they're not going on release day. The only way you can buy TSW 2 is digitally on the online stores, you know, Steam and the PlayStation Store and Xbox Store. You could, on release day, there won't be hard disk copies, which is a very bizarre strategic decision, because some people aren't confident of, you know, buying and downloading their games online. You know, the internet might not be fast enough to download, or they're not confident of, you know, putting their bank details on the online store. So very puzzling why they can't release a disc version on the same on release day as you can digitally. So just keeps mounting up the negatives as much as the pros. I don't know. Anyway, we don't have to worry about it for like another month or two, so we could just think about, for Class 20, and think about Train Sim World 2020. I ain't gonna think about TSW2 anymore. It will drive me insane. It would get me more sad and cross about it, so I'm not gonna think about it anymore. I'm gonna think about Train Sim World 2020 and happy fun times. That's what I'm gonna do. Yes. Amtrak, all of the HST services are the same, and I don't want to stop, and I want to stop at different locations. I presume you're probably talking about Great Western Express. Yeah, most of them are pretty much up and back from... Oh, sugar, gotta slow down. Reading to London Paddington. I know occasionally you do stop at Slough. There was one service that stops at Twyford, I think, for some reason. Oh, I need to slow down, I need to slow down. I need to slow down badly. God, time's flown by, look at that, 15 miles to go, really? Good God, that has flown by. Absolute rocket ship. Whee! Get down the speed limit, boy. Please don't come to a standstill on the tunnel. No, don't. No. No. Oh well. We'll just have to wait until we come off the brakes and we can proceed. In the dark. Oh well. We're up and running anyway straight away. I won't bother using the throttle. Let's talk about the wonderful Class 20 with its noisy cold startup. Yes, the Class 20. It's a peculiar thing, isn't it, really? First, when you look at it, it's kind of got the classic diesel shunter kind of vibes. You know, from a design standpoint, but obviously it had a hideous design flaw that you can't see much when you're going forwards. I don't know why. Maybe the window was too small or something. I'm not sure. Maybe the loco was too long. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's pretty cool that you can use two Class 20s, you know, nose to nose and all that sort of thing. And it's a pretty cool livery actually, the rail freight livery, yellow and blue and red, I think, and a bit of white as well. I'll be fascinated to see what areas it will be used on, not just in the steelworks, but of course there's some areas. I think just as you come out of Middlesbrough, there's an area that you can't access at all. So that'll be pretty cool if you can access that in the Class 20. Of course, there's other screenshots with the new wagons, the limestone wagons. There's also well, I don't know if he could do if it's services or scenarios, but of course there's been screenshots of it with the red coal wagons as well as the steel wagons. So, and the fact it's bringing another layer to the timetable will make Tees Valley even better. Particularly if you're a train spotter on Train Sim World and Tees Valley, then there'll be loads of stuff to see. You know, Class 37s going along, 2 of them pulling, you know, steel wagons, or, you know, 137 pulling coal wagons. You've got the Class 08 running around Tees Yard putting trains together. You've got the Class 20 coming. You've got the 31, you know, duo or single doing freight trains, or and of course you've got the 31 doing passenger services, and of course West Somerset, you know, that's going to get another new train to play with. West Somerset's getting quite a lot of trains to play with now, isn't it? You've got the 47, the 09, the 33, the 31, and now the 20. So that's what, seven locos in all. Albeit each loco doesn't add an own layer to the timetable service, but it's certainly nice to see some variety on that route with substitution. I'm a bit annoyed that they didn't add the Class 20 to the rail tour service in East Coastway. I think that would be nice to see. But there we go. But yeah, the Class 20 I think could be one of the best local add-ons this year, I think. Certainly gameplay wise it will last a lot longer. Right, let's get let's not worry about the speed. We can cruise at a pace. We'll just get up to 50 or something and then we'll get off the throttle. Okay, let's take a look at the chat. Soundtrack is so bad looking at the front since it has a smaller window than the 08, and it is bigger than the 204, I believe. Oh, really? It's quite a big loco, not gonna lie. It's not exactly a midget. Actually, no, maybe it's best I do stay on the throttle, because then it will start to go uphill. Uphill? Does it go uphill? No, downhill. No, it's downhill for a brief period, and then it starts to go uphill. Yeah. Just remembering the undulations of Trans Pennine. Can't wait for the Premier League next week. My God, has it been a while. I've missed football so much. Both my teams lost yesterday. Germany and Spain. No, actually, Mönchengladbach lost to Bayern Munich right at the end. Valencia took the lead right at the end in the 90th minute and then bottled it in the 98th minute. Juventus and AC Milan played a horrible Italian Cup semi-final. Second leg, it was awful. Right. Okay, let's start to reduce speed. Amtrak, if you get to drive the 47 when it was running around everywhere, and you get to drive a more modern one on West Somerset. Yeah, that's true. I think the 47 on Trans Pennine is a bit useless, really. It's not powerful enough to get up the steep hills with even with passenger trains. It struggles, because you could substitute the 47 and the 45 to do the freight runs, and yeah, if you use the 47 on some of the freight services, then yeah, it's not going to be very good. Actually, there's one thing I haven't actually tried which has come to my mind. Obviously there are two services where you can use two class 40s pulling heavy oil trains. I'm just thinking, like, if you substitute that with the 47, do you get two 47s pulling it, or do you get 140 and a class 47? I'll have to try that off camera. I never thought about that. Discover something new every day. That will be a good thing to... I'll have to find that out. Just over 10 miles to go. So near yet so far. And by the way, when this service ends, the stream will end. Because 3/4 of an hour I've got to go and start preparing my dinner. Joshua, I don't think the 47 has heavy oil services because it is weak. Oh really? Ah, that's a shame. That'd be quite funny, really. Seeing it spin its wheels. Be quite good. That'd be quite a cool service, wouldn't it? Imagine that. 47 struggling up the hill, and then all of a sudden you can get another loco to come hitch it up the back and then push the train up the steep hills. That'd be quite cool, actually. And speaking of, I'm surprised the 31 isn't added to Trans Pennine. I saw a video today of a 31 running around Manchester, Victoria in the early 1990s, and I just got me thinking, like, why can't they add the 31 to Trans Pennine? It was there in that time period. Now the time period for this is 1983. That is actually accurate, very accurate. That's what Dovetail say, 1983, and the Class 31 was running around those this part of well, they're running on the Trans Pennine route back then, so I don't know why it's not there, because it would be pretty cool. Imagine that, having two 31s do the freight work instead of the 47. That would be a better idea, wouldn't it? Just scrap the 47 and just use the 31s instead. There's another train. Haven't used the horn in a while. Low tone, very bad. High tone, very good. Right, 45 mile per hour limit. That means we're going to be coming off one of the mainline section. Well, part of the mainline section. We'll be going left. Oh, yeah, remember those logs? Is anyone actually collecting those logs? It was one of a set of jobs, wasn't it? Was it collect logs that's dotted about the route? Has anyone actually done that? I find it quite time consuming, because then you've got to walk pretty much the length of the entire route just to find these logs that have fallen across the track. Well, that is near the tracks. Amtrak, seems like the 40 has a single tone humming noise. I like the high pitch noise, it's very good. Here's a question for you all. Now that TSW2 is been announced, is is any of you going to buy it? And if so, what's your main draw to TSW2? Is it the London Underground? Is it CS6 Heavy Hall? Is it the livery editor, or whatever? What's if any of you going to buy it? And if so, why? What's your main draw to it? For me, buying it is CSX Heavy Hall. That's my main one, and the London Underground is a very close second. Right, let's get going. 50 mile per hour speed limit coming up. So let's get to that while you all answer your questions, or answer my question, I should say. I reckon I'd be a great community manager. I will just put pressure on the board at Dovetail, like, come on, you've got to make this. Don't be idiots, come on. Think of the money you'll make from it. Easy, isn't it? Just put pressure on them, say, you deliver what the fans want, you'll get the money you want. With that statistic of Dovetail being £8 million in debt, I very much doubt that is accurate. There'll be an administration if that was the case. 8 million, I mean, that's on the cusp of what Williams in F1, that's the kind of debt they're kind of in at the moment. Let's have a look, see what you've all decided. Amtrak Engineer says no. He's not going to buy it, oh dear. But Joshua says yes, I am for CSX Heavy Hall. Amtrak says me, it's the Underground and the ST40. They did not get the sound right with the F40. F40. I'm trying to think. What do you mean, the SD40? I'm struggling to think what you mean. I'm trying to think back on the... God, what is it? CSX Heavy Hall. What do we have? The SD40-2, the AC40. And the GP40-2 is an add-on. I'll have to have a look on the PlayStation Store and see if that GP40-2 add-on is there. It might be useful if I buy it, just in case it will work with CSX Heavy Hall. They haven't said that actually, if the GP40-2 add-on is going to be compatible with the new and improved CSX Heavy Hall. They didn't say that actually. I might have to get it just in case. If not, then oh well, it's £11.59 wasted, but it's not the end of the world. Family blogs, I don't know. I don't know you. Or maybe I don't know you. Joshua F40 in Peninsula Corridor. Oh yes, yeah, the 2-cat. Oh, I know what he means. Yeah. Atra, what are some positives of TSW 2020 since the game is ending? Positives. I think since the start to where we are now, I think gradually, slowly, the quality of the routes and the locos, be it the atmosphere, the sounds-ish, and the routes, they steadily have been getting better and better. visually, I think there have been some improvements in some areas. There have been some improvements to other things, like the menu system was improved. There was a better layout to the text when it comes to scenarios and tutorials. I like the journey system. I hope they continue that for TSW2. I like the fact that they've gone back and put some loco add-ons into older routes, like the M3, the 204, the 31, the heavy freight pack, and of course, most surprisingly of all, the Class 20. So the not so positives are, bloody hell, we could come up with a whole list of them. That I don't think they should have, well, really, they shouldn't have effectively canned 2020 so early. I think they could have quite easily continued with as it is now and make better routes. Maybe a lot lengthwise, but I think they could have done a bit more with 2020, and more potential, I think, that can be unlocked. And plus local add-ons as well. There's loads of local add-ons. I mean, I know people get sick and tired of seeing them now, but still a lot of local add-ons, you know, to the newer routes, Great Western Express, and I think the routes in general, I mean, I don't care how long they are. I mean, as long as they're exciting, you know, and not boring, like Rapid Transit is a bit boring, then yeah. I think the negative is that TSW 2020 is coming to an end, really, because I think there is still a lot more it can offer us, if you like. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, here's a question for you all. What liveries are you going to make, and on what trains? Are any of you kind of a bit of a geek when it comes to creating liveries? I mean, do you create liveries on other games? Does the other games you play have a livery editor, and do you go quite in depth with it, or do you just download them onto your console and enjoy them? I don't usually create liveries. I'm too lazy, and plus I don't think I have enough time to create a livery, to be honest. And I don't know what liveries I would actually create, to be honest with you. And funny enough, they didn't actually say on the livery editor what locos you can create liveries on, whether it's just the brand spanking new trains and routes that's coming of TSW2 or the DLCs before. That's one thing they didn't say. If I did have the time and effort to make a livery, I would probably create a, don't know, maybe a football livery, or maybe a Formula 1 livery. That'd be quite cool. Have a Ferrari livery on the high-speed German train. Probably faster than the real car, actually. Might win a championship. Have Sebastian Vettel at the wheel of in the driver's seat of the ice German train. Right, less than 2.5 miles to go. Nearly there. Maybe fail at making a BNSF livery for the AC4400. After that, I'm going to make a Seaboard system livery for the ST40. Wow. HL, I won't make liveries for TSW. I prefer, I like originality. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm the same. I do like originality. I like it how it is. But don't get me wrong, some of the liveries that people create are just jaw-dropping. When if you have racing games like Forza or Gran Turismo, some of the liveries they create, it's just unbelievable. The detail is just insane, and how accurate it looks as well. It's fantastic. Whoa, we better brake because we're coming up to Leeds. Come on. Oh, not braking enough, are you? Come on. You're going to brake whether you like it or not. Come on. 1 mile to go to Leeds. Come on, brake. Use all your might. Brake. Oh well, we'll go over the speed limit. Never mind, not the end of the world. Only just. Okay, all 20. Yeah. Trying to reduce the brakes, get off those brakes, come on, don't come to a standstill. That's better, excellent, well done. Good class 40. You did what you were supposed to do. Just noticed actually, what was that? Was that a viaduct? Oh, it's an abandoned one. Oh wow, that's cool. What's over there? What's that? Oh. Interesting. Joshua, if I can't create my own or I will fail at making them, I'll probably just leave it. Yeah, that's what I mean. What's the point of having livery editor if you can't download other people's creations or even see them, for God's sake? They missed a horrible trick with that. You know, because look at what Gran Turismo has done. You know, the livery editor is already pretty good, and you can share it. You know, people can download it and they can use it in any mode of the game. You know, time trial, online, career mode. You know, surely they missed the point. And I think another thing Dovetail need to get their act together when TSW2 releases is they have got to test the new routes and make sure they're all tickety-boo to go on all the platforms, PC, Xbox and PlayStation, because if TSW2 comes out and it's going to be filled with bugs, yeah, they're in for a real good bashing, because I won't be a happy bunny. They have to, because it's clear that they don't game test their new DLCs. Oakville Subdivision was a very good example. It was absolutely terrible at launch. They patched it up eventually and say, oh look, it's okay now. Well, it should have been at the start, shouldn't it? You know, they have to get someone to come in and test these things. I'd happily test their games for free of charge. Quality control needs to improve, basically. Oh, we need to get down the speed. I forgot we're way over the speed limit. Here we are, made it to Leeds. Wow, and the stream hasn't crashed. It's a miracle. Just get off there. I must say the lighting in Leeds and Manchester stations, they really have improved. The lighting in the platforms is absolutely incredible. I mean, especially at night, and the Long Island Railroad too. At night time it does look really nice. Now at times the games can be a bit meh graphically, but sometimes it does have its good moments. So yeah, the next stream will be on the Class 20, so make sure to join me then. I don't know what day and what time, that depends if the stream and the internet is a happy bunny, but if you see a notification explaining that I'm doing a stream, then you know, in 7 minutes. That's not too bad. Go on, yay, 229. That's annoying, isn't it? I won't be able to carry my progress over to TSW2. Yet another negative. Oh, dearie me. That game is going to be a pitfall of disaster. I could just see it. Right, let's forget about that now. Let's start the stream at 9 o'clock. Oh god, 9 AM. Can't have that. But there we go. That concludes the 500 subscriber stream on Trans Pennine, doing the newspaper train from Manchester, Victoria to Leeds City. Right, let me just take a look at the chat before I depart. Or even pre-made liveries, but I doubt it. Amtrak to simulate driving the 20. I just drive the 09 backwards while waiting. That's a good idea. That's a good point now. That's a good bit of practice there. But yep, that concludes the stream. Hey Harley, sorry you've come at the wrong time, my friend. I'm about to go. The stream has ended, my friend. But of course, this stream will be re-uploaded to the channel, so you can re-watch it back as many times as you like. So yes, that concludes the stream. Hope you all enjoyed it. I certainly have. Nice to actually do a stream without crashing for once. Of course, make sure to join me next weekend for the Class 20. Yeah, looking forward to that. Can't wait for that, to have a little play on that. So yes, I would just like to say thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day, or evening, or afternoon, or morning, or whatever, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Take care.